氯是一种卤族化学元素，化学符号为 Cl， 原子序数为17。自然界中游离状氢是原子序数为1的化学元素，化学符号为 H， 在元素周期表中位于第1位，其原子质量为 1.00794 U， 是最轻的，也是宇宙中含量最多的元素，大约占据宇宙非暗物质质量的 75%。主星序上恒星的主要成分都是电。钠 （sodium） 是一种化学元素，它的化学符号是 Na， 它的原子序数是11。钠单值不会在地球自然界中存在，因为钠在空气中会迅速氧化，并与水产生剧烈反应。钠 （sodium） 是一种化学元素，它的化学符号是氢是原子序数为1的化学元素，化学符号为 H， 在元素周期表中位。钠 （sodium） 是一种化学元素，它的化学符号是 Na， 它的原子序数是11。氧气英文是 oxygen gas 或 deoxygen， 分子是 O2， 是氧元素最常见的单质形态，在标准状况下是无色无味无臭的气体。氧气英文是 钠 （sodium） 是氢是原子序数为1的。氯是一种卤族化学元素，化学符号为 Cl。钠 （sodium） 是钙 （calcium） 是一种化学元素，它的化学符号是 Ca， 它的原子序数是20，是一种银白色的碱土金属。氯是一种卤族化学元素，化学符号为 Cl， 原子序数为17。自然界中游离状态的氯存在于大气层中，是破坏臭氧层的化合物之一。氯气受紫外线分解成2个氯原子自由基，大多数通常以氯化物的形式存在。在常温下，氯气是一种黄绿色。刺激钠 （sodium） 是一种化学元素，它的化学符号是 Na， 它的原子序数是。氯化钠是食盐的主要成分。化学式为 NaCl， 氯化钠是海水中盐分的主要组成部分，也用于调味料和食物防腐剂。盐摄取过量的时候，容易的高血压。氯化钠的晶体形成立体对称，其晶体结构中，较大的氯离子排成立方最密堆积，较小的钠离子则填充氯离子之间的8。氯是一种卤族化学元素，化学符号。氯是一种卤族化学元素，化学符号为 Cl， 原子序数为17。氢是原子序数为1的化学元素，化学符号为 H， 在元素周期表中位。氯是一种卤族化学元素，化学符号为 Cl， 原子序数为17。氯化氢是无色而有刺激性气味的气体，它易溶于水，在0度时，一体积的水大约能溶解500。氢是原子序数为1的化学元素。氯是一种卤族化学元素，化学符号。氯化氢是无色而有刺激性气味的气体，它易溶于水，在0度时，一体积的水大。氢是原子序数为1的化学元素。氯是一种卤族化学元素。氯化氢是无色而有刺激性气味的气体，它易溶于水，在0度时，一体积的水大约能溶解500倍体积。氯是一种卤族化学元素，化学符号为 Cl， 原子序数为17。自然界中游离状态的氯存在于大气层中。钙 （calcium） 是一种化学元素，它的化学符号是 Ca， 它的原子序数是20。氯是一种卤族化学元素，化学符号为氯化钙，一种由氯元素和钙元素构成的盐，化学式为 CaCl2。它是典型的离子型卤化物，室温下为白色固体。它常见应用包括制冷设备所用的盐水、道路溶冰剂和干燥剂。因为它在氧气英文是 oxygen gas 或 deoxygen。分子是 O2， 是氧元素最常见的单质形态， 在标准状况下是无色、无味、无臭的气体。氢是原子序数为1的化学元素，化学符号为 H， 在元素周期表中位于第一位，是由氢、氧两种元素组成的无机物，在常温常压下为无色无味的透明液体。水是地球上最常见的物质之一，是包括人类在内所有生命生存的重要资源，也是生物体最重要的组成部分。水在生命演化中起了重要的作用，人类很早就开始对水产生了认识。东西方古代朴素的物质观中都把水视为一种基本的组成元素。水是中国古代五行之一。西方氧气英文是 oxygen gas。氢是原子序数为1的化学元素。
Simple cubic. There are 6 atoms in the hexagonal, close-packed unit cell. Each of the 12 atoms in the corners of the top and bottom. The hexagonal, close-packed structure has 3 layers of atoms. In each the top and bottom layer, there are 6 atoms that arrange themselves in the shape of a hexagon and a 7th atom that sits in the middle of the hexagon. The middle layer has 3 atoms nestle in the triangular grooves of the top and bottom plane. Note that there are 6 of these grooves surrounding each atom in the hexagonal plane, but only 3 of them can be filled by atoms. The hexagonal, close-packed structure. There are 6 atoms. Body, centered cubic unit cell. The body, centered cubic unit cell is a cube, all sides of the same length and all face perpendicular to each other, with an atom at each corner of the unit cell and an atom in the center of the unit cell.
Centered cubic unit cell has a particle at each corner and one in the center, which is colored pink to make it easier to see. With full-size spheres, you can see that the particles don't touch along the edges of the cube, but each corner particle does touch the one in the center. The actual unit cell consists of portions of the corner particles and the whole one in the center. 8/8 give one particle, and the one in the center gives another for a total of 2 particles. In this, more efficient stacking occurs if we place the second layer over the spaces formed by the first layer, and the third layer over the spaces formed by the second. That simple change leads to 68% of the available volume occupied by the spheres and a structure based on the body-centered cubic unit cell. Many metals, including all the alkali metals, centered cubic
Body, centered cubic unit. Simple cubic unit cell. The simple cubic unit cell is a cube, all sides of the same length and all face perpendicular to each other.
Cubic unit cells have particles at the corners of a cube. The simple or primitive cubic unit cell has particles at the corners only. In reality, the particles lie as close to each other as possible. Note that the particles touch along the cube edges but not along a diagonal in the face or along a diagonal through the body. By slicing away parts that belong to neighboring unit cells, we see that the actual unit cell consists of portions of the particles. When the cells pack next to each other in all 3 dimensions, we obtain the crystal. If we fade the others out, you can see the original group of 8 particles within the array and the unit cell within that group. We find the number of particles in one unit cell by combining all the particles' portions. In the simple cubic unit cell, 8 corners, each of which is 1/8 of a particle, combine to give one particle. 3 cubic unit cells arise. Arrange a layer of spheres in horizontal and vertical rows. Note the large diamond-shaped space among the particles. Placing the next layer directly over the first gives a structure based on the simple cubic unit cell. Those larger spaces mean an inefficient use of space. In fact, only 52% of the available volume is actually occupied by spheres. Because of this inefficiency, the simple cubic unit cell is seen rarely in nature. Cubic unit cells have particles.
Face-centered cubic unit cell. The face-centered cubic unit cell is a cube, all sides of the same length and all face perpendicular to.
Centered cubic unit cell has a particle at each corner and in each face, which are colored yellow here, but none in the center. The corner particles don't touch each other, but each corner does touch a particle in the face, and those in the faces touch each other as well. The actual unit cell consists of portions of particles at the corners and in the faces. 8/8 at the corners gives 1 particle, and half a particle in each of 6 faces gives 3 more, for a total of 4 particles. In this tiny portion of a face-centered cubic array, notice that a given particle has 4 nearest neighbors around it. For the most efficient stacking, shift every other row in the first layer so the large diamond-shaped spaces become smaller triangular spaces, and place the second layer over them. Then the third layer goes over the holes visible through the first and second layers. In this arrangement, called cubic closest packing, spheres occupy 74% of the volume. Note that it is based on the face-centered cubic unit cell. Centered cubic units.
Aparicerophyllus is a duckbill, named for its duck-like beak. Weighing in at almost 4 tons, it's not tiny. But facing off against a 7-ton predator like a T-Rex would be suicide.
They have no fangs, no armor at all.
A dinosaur that doesn't rely on size. It uses an even more unusual trick to keep off the menu. The most sophisticated communication system ever developed in the prehistoric world.
Stegosaurus is one of the most famous of the great dinosaurs. It lived during the late Jurassic period, about 156 to 140 million years ago. It grew to be about 26 to 30 feet long and about 9 feet tall.
A 7-ton male Stegosaurus. He too is a herbivore, but very dangerous. The large plates on his back
Ceratosaurus. Smaller and more bird-like than its cousin Allosaurus, Ceratosaurus was named for the single horn on its snout.
A carcass will attract every big predator for miles around.
Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus gets its name from the large spiny sail on its back, which may have helped it regulate its body temperature. It was the largest carnivorous dinosaur by a significant margin, nearly 60 feet long.
If there's an animal whose scent would frighten a T-Rex, it's Triceratops.
It represents what happens when you evolve something that can stand up to the power of Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Triceratops is the most dangerous dinosaur.
Triceratops is one of the most famous of the large dinosaurs. It was among the last of the big, heavy herbivore dinosaurs, dinosaurs that only ate plants. It grew to be 30 feet long and 10 feet tall.
If there's an animal whose scent would frighten a T-Rex, it's Triceratops.
It represents what happens when you evolve something that can stand up to the power of Tyrannosaurus rex.
Triceratops is the most dangerous dinosaur, probably the most dangerous animal ever to have evolved on land.
This plant eater is a hulking
The Velociraptor lived in the Cretaceous period, about 70 million years ago. Velociraptors were very smart and fast dinosaurs. They ran on their back two legs. They were carnivores or meat eaters. They ate animals and their eggs.
Get ready to come face to face with some of the most fearsome creatures that ever lived, as we reveal the world of dinosaurs as you've never seen it before. In the last program, we examined the somewhat stormy relationship between T-Rex and Triceratops. This time, we're going to be answering leading questions about another two killer dinosaurs. Was Velociraptor really capable of disemboweling its victims with its evil-looking claw? And was this ankylosaur the most impregnably defended dinosaur of all time? To find out the facts, we'll be building life.
Okay, now for T-Rex himself. Tyrannosaurus rex, the king of the dinosaurs, lived 65 to 75 million years ago, was basically a North American dino with relatives in Asia and possibly Europe. Now, he stood 20 feet tall, weighed 7 tons, and had the most
The jaws of a T-Rex can leave a bite mark 4 feet long, and 12-inch teeth can penetrate deep into flesh. But every dinosaur, no matter how big or powerful, starts out small, very small. In the Cretaceous, plant eaters faced vicious killers. And none has a worse reputation than Tyrannosaurus rex, possibly the largest land predator that has ever lived.
T-Rex is sort of the quintessential monster.
A dinosaur with an attitude.
A Tyrannosaurus rex can grow to 18 feet tall and over 40 feet long, with jaws designed to tear meat to shreds. This beast's reputation
Apatosaurus. Apatosaurus was another one of the large plant-eating dinosaurs in the late Jurassic period. It was about 70 to 90 feet in length, and it weighed around 40 tons. Apatosaurus fossils have been found in North America.
But for a sauropod, reaching full size can take years. Worse, fossil evidence shows that juveniles live alone, separated from the herd until they reach at least a third of their adult weight. That means for nearly a decade, they wander the forest alone. And that forest is crawling with Deinonychus. Intelligent and well-armed, they hunt on their own or sometimes in packs. They run with a top speed of 40 miles per hour. These raptors can take on a youngster.
Ankylosaurus lived roughly 65 to 70 million years ago during the Cretaceous period. It stood about 4 to 6 feet tall, was 35 feet long, and weighed around 8,000 pounds. If we take a look at that in today's world, we could take two brand new Chevy Camaros, put one in front of the other, and you would have the approximate height, width, length, and weight of one adult Ankylosaurus. An adult Ankylosaurus looked like an armor-plated tank. The armor from its head to its tail was so thick that it made it difficult for meat-eating dinosaurs to penetrate it.
Ankylosaurus pretty much was not afraid of anything, because it would be very difficult to kill this beast.
This creature's armor protects something else as well. Its eyes. The eyelids of an Ankylosaurus are made of bone.